What happens when a common reaches $150? Make sure you guys smash the evil and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more. I was kind of, wow, we're back with the copium train again, because Soul Hunter did something this week that I haven't seen a common do since Vanity's Fiend, and it hit $150. Now, why are we getting a special video for this? Well, people complain about Yu-Gi-Oh card prices, and I thought this was a hilarious example just to kind of point at and go, hey, you remember when people didn't want to pick up the niche vanilla fusion monsters? Other examples of things that have been crazy. I mean, Camion Wizard, Mavelus. You guys remember some of these more niche ones? Some of them did get reprinted in holos, and some of them just did not get reprinted in holos. I don't know what Konami was thinking with their choices of the things that they did. Rare Fish was one that did need a reprint, but Soul Hunter out here has been 100% copium by the DDD community. I have seen zero, divide by everything. There's zero. Do I need to say that again? Zero results with the Unchained DDD stuff as of filming this. Now, I want to be proven wrong. I want to see all of this hype that has been put into Soul Hunter actually matter out here. Like, I want to see people actually be like, hey, you know, we've been having success with it. It's working out. And if not people were throwing $30, $40 at this thing for no reason whatsoever. So I hope that the fruits of the labor do come true. As of filming this, Soul Hunter has calmed back down a lot. I think I saw them sitting at like 20, 25 earlier, which is still a lot considering. But you know what? Okay. Man, I cannot believe that people were pushing $150. Like, what? So dumb. Next up is the hype around Summon Limit right now. Now, for those of you that have not been paying much attention to the meta, you know, 3 Floodgates may or may not have just got limited. Yes, Rivalry goes in, and there can only be one, which Skill Drain does remain free out here. Skill Drain remains undefeated in the Floodgate category, but Summon Limit's been kind of floating around out here. It's getting a new calling from some of the player base, which is actually kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. Seeing that people are now looking to Summon Limit, I mean, it's the quarter century has been getting bought out through the roof. Anybody surprised about that? No? No? Okay. Well, a card literally says your opponent can summon twice per turn, which, you know, you kind of got to ask yourself, well, if it's twice per turn, you know, normal summon plus another monster, that means that they can't link summon. That means no SP Little Knight. That means I don't have to, well, what about on the next turn? What if I can't out their board? Well, then that's where you're going to start running on in to the problems. Also, Floodgate, with the current iteration being able to count while it's face down and it reads for the entirety of the turn, is absolutely beautiful. You know, there was a time where people were like, oh, it's got to be face up on the field in order to read. Yes, I still think that's how that card should work, but it reads for the entire turn. So, hey, you know what? If we're going to see people out here wanting to mess around with the craziness that is this card, it's good. Purely was doing it last format in their side deck, and we saw where that got them pretty high up on the food chain. I mean, to be fair, like, stopping your opponent from being able to, like, blow through your stuff is pretty strong, actually. Anybody else surprised about Summon Limit? You in the back? No? No? You knew this was coming? Okay. Next up is Speedroid Hype. So, Speedroid Hype. Okay, so I want to point out that this is mainly because of Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon. But, Robbie, it's a dragon that you can tag. You can bring it off of the Zark Interact. No, we're not. I don't care about that. Evidently, out here, Terratop going to 2 caused a few little Speedroid players to have some very interesting nights out here. They were tap dancing on the side of the street. They were seen doing some inappropriate things over some graves. Yeah, that was moral of the story out here. Terratop goes to 2. you see people kind of losing some of their crap, and all of a sudden, you know, it's back. Now, I do think that the best way to play this deck is with the Kashtira Unicorns, because, you know, the free level 7 special summon Wind Monster, right? Like, why would you not want that? It amazes me that people don't take a lot of time to process looking at, you know, how good Unicorn is in the deck. Free level 7, it's literally a level 3 tuner, a level 4 if you want to go ahead and toggle on into something a little bit crazier, but we're not doing that. That's not good Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, that's like, you're trying some really bad ideas, and for whatever reason, it looks like you're getting rewarded for it. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but, you know, I guess to each their own for the most part. But are you surprised that speed? I understand, like, a majority of this comes down to, you know, the casual decks are getting the chance to celebrate right now. And I think that's a good thing, all right? Players are, you know, getting a chance to kind of dance around. You know, X deck just finally got a little bit better, so let's try it out. Next up are these... Now, this is great. You remember a Ghost Bell in the Haunted Mansion? You remember the quarter century just gassing off into an entirely different dimension, and people were like, wow, I can't afford this. Well, evidently, finally, all of the other higher rarities, as we're going to call them out here, are finally starting to go up in value. Crazy, right? So this is interesting to me, because quarter century to me, besides the Starlight, is what feels like the current highest rarity. Once again, with however many of these rarities you're trying to toss at, you know, the wall and stick, I understand that some of them are it is gonna come down to player preference with some of this stuff, but other things you can argue for, other things you can't. But the fact that we're seeing now movements in the other Ghost Bells, you might want to pay attention to this. This might be one of those chances where you can get ahead of the game with a buyout and possibly pick up a set for yourself. You know, once again, spending $40, $50, well, formerly like $60, $70 on some of these quarter centuries. No, we're not about that, all right? Unless it's Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, then we understand. But for some of these more niche ones, like Ghost Bell, for example, you know, if you're throwing $70, $80 at your screen for that, no, it's not worth it. That's why you start looking at the alternatives for affordability. You know, obviously, bling is a luxury in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but this is one of those cases where, hey, people are heading on down the crazy pipeline trying to pick up other versions of the card, so be aware of what's going on with that. It's kind of interesting to kind of see what is to come out of that. And then we have Dark World. Wait, Dark World also made this discussion point? Okay, well, sure, whatever. Colorless is coming. You gotta be crapping me, man. Somebody's gonna play the bricks in their deck because they want to actually play colorless. Ain't nobody in their right mind trying to play, you know, the bricks in Dark World to try to make this crap actually happen. Well, not only is there hype around colorless, I can't believe I'm saying that. Dark World is a few people have been talking about. I feel like this happens all the time, you know, like we go into a new format, people are like, Dark World, ooh. And then you start to hear the excitement in the background. People like, ooh, Dark World, yes. And then they just get shifted right out of the format. Like, it always happens out here. But, once again, I'm here to go. Dark World hype is at an all-time high. Because colorless is coming. And somebody's going to try to play that garbage, and they're going to be like, yeah, look, I'm doing good. They're going to win one locals, and they're going to think they're the best duelist in the whole wide world. But okay, you know what? We're going to pull ourselves back together. Please read your requirements on colorless, and then come back and talk to me about which Rainbucks, which Skittle monster you need to fuse into that thing. But that's our interesting points for today. Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you. Ugh.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.